SummerSlam is over and done with, and let's not play around here. It is the second biggest WWE pay-per-view of the year. I know sometimes we throw the Royal Rumble into that conversation, but given where it comes up in the calendar year and how WWE sees it, SummerSlam is number 2, or at least in my book, and that book is called Simon Miller Thinks That SummerSlam is the number 2 pay-per-view in WWE's years. A very short book, it's 1 page. Please buy it now, $9.99 in all good bookstores. Thank you. That means it's also a big deal and in many ways a reflection of WrestleMania itself. You can compare the two events, kind of head to head, but also see what the lay of the land is within WWE 4 or so months later. In 2018, something has happened and it's kind of shifted one of WWE's biggest problems just a little bit, and is absolutely a path they have to keep on walking down. Why? Here's why. Straight away, you're asking yourself, what am I, Simon Miller, going on about? Well, it's simple. For a long time now, one of the biggest criticisms aimed at WWE is that their pay-per-views are just too long, and it's true. 3 hours is pretty much the perfect time for any kind of pay-per-view event. But whatever, that is the deal, and there's no point crying about it. You should save your tears for sad movies, and when you see a dog and the dog's lonely, it doesn't have an owner, it looks at you and your heart breaks. They are what you save tears for. When we look at WrestleMania though, it did feel long. Too long. I mean, WWE did a decent enough job of padding it out, or at least pacing it out, with all that Undertaker and John Cena shtick, but it wore a lot of individuals out, as it was always going to. Where it comes to SummerSlam, however, though, I think WWE did a better job. It's already been proven by the likes of New Japan that you can have a mammoth event and get away with it. All you need to make sure is that it's entertaining, because if something's entertaining, you don't care how long it goes. If anything, you'll be looking at your watch going, oh, don't end, I'm having a wild ride. That's kind of what I took away from SummerSlam. If we bring pre-show into the mix, it did go well over 5 hours long, but I'll be honest with you, I never felt bored, and there were down points, sure, like Shinsuke Nakamura versus Jeff Hardy. When I say down point, I mean you could tell the fans are exhausted, but that's always going to happen. When you're in a live environment and you're screaming, you can't get out for too long. Eventually you've got to be like, I need a rest, because nothing else, your voice hurts. And that is unfair on the people in the ring, but if you've got to have a rest, you've got to have a rest. Like if you need the loo, you gotta go, you gotta go. I already know a lot of people don't agree, because I've seen and heard it all on Twitter, including a few people coming at me and saying, I think that's the worst show I've ever seen. I'm not here to, crap on anybody's opinions, but I don't think it is. I actually thought it was quite good, and some of the ideas WWE introduced to circumvent potential difficult situations, well, I think it's salute worthy. So we get to salute. Take the main event, for example. Quick, fast-paced, it had Braun Strowman watching on from the outside. It took all the Roman Reigns and Lesnar controversy and created an environment where you didn't just have to solely focus on that, because there was more to enjoy. That's clever. Because of all of that, when Roman did become the Universal Champion, the reaction wasn't as bad as it may have been otherwise. New York gets mad at that guy and other people. They don't like it. Overall, I felt this was the case as well. I mean, it had all the intrigue with Becky Lynch and her heel turn, or whatever that was going to be, was actually executed quite well. And AJ Styles trying to protect his family, as Samoa Joe tried to lay his claim to be the kid's new dad. There's loads here to talk about before we even start the discussion in regards to length, which goes to show that sometimes length isn't important. And I've gone there again. If you've been watching my videos recently, these just keep coming out like that did. For goodness sake, next point. The real trick now is that WWE has to capitalize on this and prove they are coming up with a formula where if they are going to go this long, we don't get bored. Because you can't go back to what you once has. Once you've planted the seed, you need that seed to grow. You can't just take the seed and chuck it in the bin, because that's just going to piss all the fans off. So we're like, oh, it's so boring again. I'm so bored. You need a smart lineup, proper thought about what should go where, and strong storylines that we can actually care about. And that's what really surprised me about SummerSlam, because some matches were coming up and I realized, oh man, I'm actually wanting to see where this goes. I do care. They've got me. Even contests that didn't have this got me once they begun. Take Finn Balor versus Baron Corbin. I couldn't have given 2 craps about that before we kicked this thing off, but as soon as I realized that Balor was going to be the demon, I was in. And then he whooped Baron Corbin's ass and I was like, awesome, great. That was a fun 5 minutes. Don't get me wrong, I watched it a second time and realized if you'd never watched WWE before, or you're a new viewer, you've been watching a few weeks, and then some dude comes out with face paint and tassels doing this, you're going to be like, what is that? I don't think they told that story very well, but at least it was different, and sometimes different is all you need. But yeah, explain things too. You gotta explain things. It helped SummerSlam flow, and it didn't just feel like a copy and paste job. And sure, there were peaks and troughs, or, wait for it, ups and downs. That's right, I went there. What are you gonna do about it? Nothing. Or hug? Which one do you want? Nothing? Or hug? The fact of the matter is, if WWE can get away with this, build new stars and get everybody on the card, I'm going to be a happy chap, and then that will help television. And as we know, television becomes even more important in 2019 when all the deals kick in. Then Raw and SmackDown will literally be higher up in the pecking order than pay-per-views, and that's just a nut situation all around. But as we know it's coming, we should prepare for it. And a great way to do that is finding out ways to have long television shows that don't suck. There's still the problem of the B shows and then threatening to be far too lengthy themselves. I mean, I don't think anybody needs 4.5 hours from Hell in a Cell, but also when you do that, you take away from the likes of SummerSlam. It's called diminishing returns. You do the same thing over and over again, eventually people, they tune out. But if WWE can get better in one area, then you can replicate that across the board. And I know, I get up being super positive, but I saw hints of that at SummerSlam 2018. I saw it with my eyes, and they're right there, they're working. I get it too that some people won't agree and you'll never be pleased, and that's fine, you do you. You're all part of the fam, the What Culture fam, the Ups and Down fam, the Y fam, the Miller fam, and I respect you, I love you, I feel for you, because it'd be nicer if you did enjoy this stuff, but you don't have to, there's loads of other stuff out there. But I got a feeling that maybe, just maybe, this could serve as a nice turning point for WWE, or I hope so. Keeping these crossed, that's crossed as well, but you can't see it because my shoulder doesn't work because I went out there to become a wrestler. And I will be back. That was just a tangent. You didn't need to know that. Sign it off. Now, don't forget to leave a comment below and let us know what you thought about SummerSlam, the length of the show, if you thought it did better here, maybe you thought it did worse. I think we can all agree it was better than WrestleMania. Like, share, and subscribe. Head over to whatculture.com. There's loads of SummerSlam articles right there right now. Plus, follow What Culture on Twitter. At What Culture WWE. That's just at What Culture WWE. I don't know why, that's kind of Italian. My name is Simon from What Culture. This was the Y series, and yeah, I've said it on ups and downs. I'll say it again now. I thought SummerSlam was not only a good pay-per-view, but it's better than WrestleMania. And that means, like I said before, the graph goes up, and as long as the line goes up, and I'm more entertained as the months go by, I'm a happy chap. Maybe Hell in a Cell will suck. Maybe it'll be the greatest thing we've ever seen in our lives. We don't know until September rolls around. So for now, smiles on faces. Salute to you. I'll see you soon.